Hey everybody, it's Dr. Cuban. I want to give y'all a little bit of a tutorial on the Alaris pump. I know that there are already some really good videos that I've posted for you that show you how to set up this pump and do basic infusions and secondary infusions. But there's something that I need to show you guys. Those videos actually do a really good job, so please make sure you do watch them. They do a really good job showing you how to set up the pump using the IV libraries that are in the pump, and 9 times out of 10 you're going to be using the libraries, particularly in the clinical setting. That's obviously the safest way to do that, to make sure that that's kind of your checks, right? To make sure that you're doing your stuff right. But in the lab, we have a little bit of a special situation because our pumps, they're not brand new fancy, right? We have refurbished pumps and pumps that are not always the most up to date. So our IV libraries are not always the most up to date, especially when we're talking about pediatric medications and ICU type medications. So a lot of times the meds that we will be giving in our simulations are not always going to be found in those drug libraries in the pumps. So I need to show you how to set up these pumps using just a basic infusion, where you actually have to program in the rate and the volumes to be infused. You can't just put duration and let the pump do it for you all the time. The other good thing about that, I will say, is that because this is a learning environment, it gives us a way to validate that you know what you're looking for and you're not just relying on these pumps. Because even in a real world setting, the pump may do it for you, but you have to know that it's doing it right. Because just because the machine does it doesn't necessarily mean, like, they make mistakes too, right? They're only as good as the people putting the information in, and you have to be able to validate that it's right. So what I want to show you now is how to do these secondary pumps with that basic infusion, so that you know how to do that when you come across those in the lab scenarios. So here we have our pump, and right now it's already set up for a secondary infusion. Can you get this whole little setup? So you see I've got a primary infusion that's going right now at a rate of 30. You can see it's got normal saline and it's going at a rate of 30. And here it is, and it's already hanging below my piggyback, which is already set up and it's ready to go, but I need to prime the pump. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and I'm going to select my channel. So the first thing I want to do is select the channel. And you can see my options here, and you can see secondary, which is what I'm trying to set up. So I'm going to hit secondary. Okay, and you see here I've got basic, secondary, primary, and page down. Here's where I would go if I were going to use my library, but I know that this particular med is not in the library. And so I'm going to go to basic, secondary. And I'm going to hit basic, secondary, and you see it's saying secondary, rate, and VTBI. So I know that this medication, let's say it's vancomycin. I'm going to make it real easy here for you to do your calculations in your head. Vancomycin needs to infuse over an hour, and I'm giving 100 mils. So I want to infuse 100 mils over an hour, so my rate's going to be 100 mils per hour. My volume to be infused is 100 because I'm giving 100 mils. And boom, I'm done. I'm going to start it. And now it's going to infuse. And so an hour later, I would come back. Obviously, I'm going to check that my roller clamp is unclamped, which it is. And now you can see here that it's showing you 100 rate mils per hour and a secondary. And it's not going to tell you what that secondary is because I didn't use the drug library, but it will confirm that it is a secondary. And so when an hour later, when this code totally infuses, it will flip back over to my primary. All right, thanks y'all.